Excuse me?
Hey, watch it!
Luke, it's my sister! Luke! Would you please hurry? Luke, it's my sister! Luke, come on!
Where?
She went down there. Hurry, she's right down the stairs. There she is.
Come on, let's go!
Come on, wait.
Stay here!
No, I don't want to. What are you doing? Wait for me! Wait! Get out of my way!
Thank you. Shouldn't steal.
It's yours.
Thank you.
Take it.
It's priceless.
I'm looking for a couple of priceless Freds.
Forget it, I'm going myself! Jackie!
Lady, listen, I'm looking for a young girl and a guy with curly hair. Where?
Yeah, they were chasing a blonde girl and a
Yeah, where'd
young
they go?
man. They went down those steps right over there. Oh.
Hey, whoa, hey.
Hey there, boy. How you doing, huh? You like oats? Maybe a little side of fries? Maybe you'd like to have dinner later. Want to go this way? Huh? Do you? Really? Come on! Giddy up! Go! 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 Giddy up, or whatever they say in these situations.
Hey, look. You see, I know. First, a blue car, then a black car, then a Jeep, right? And after that, a girl on a bicycle. They turn that corner over there. But you can take the shortcut through the garage. Thanks. Hey, when you see them, will you tell them something for me? Anything. Tell them they have a bill to pay. A big one.
Get off my can.
I beg your pardon?
You're sitting on my territory. Now, do you get off or do I knock you off?
What do you, oh, do you own this can?
Well, I sure as all get out on what's in it.
I wonder if you could help me with something, please.
Maybe what?
I was wondering if you could tell me what's going on out in front of the stores here. I've heard all sorts of noise and commotion, and I'm not allowed to go out there.
Who cares what's going on in front of places? I stick to the alleys. Well, I'm off my schedule. Have a nice day.
Oh, yeah, sure, you...
I'll give you some oats. I'll give you some sugar. I never been on a horse before. What the hell am I doing? This is too much for a New York boy. Come on. All right. No, 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 no. Stupid bluff.
Okay. What happened? Nothing. We blew it.
Yeah, forget it. It's over, okay? We're never gonna find her.
Don't worry. I'll think of something.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I gotta soak my saddle sores.
Find a nice bar.
All right.
Here you go, Scotty. Eggs, bacon, and English muffin.
Thank you, Rose. This looks real good.
Good.
Kind of quiet around here today, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's about time. Half the waterfront was in this morning for breakfast, and they'll probably all be back for lunch. I mean, I haven't even had time for a cup of coffee for myself.
You can have one now.
You know I am. Why?
Why don't you have it with me?
Sure. Any special reason?
Do I have to have one?
No, I guess not. Just a second. Oh, that feels good to get off my feet. You know, it's funny that you should mention that it's quiet in here.
Why?
I don't know. There's something going on today. I'm not sure what it is. But, you know that reporter who's in town is trying to find her sister?
Jackie Templeton? Yeah, I know who she is.
Well, Luke and Robert are planning something. They got something up their sleeves, and Tiffany's in on it, too. And whatever it is, they're being very hush-hush about it.
Well, if it has to do with Luke, I'm sure it's finding Laura.
That's about all he's been thinking about these days, which is understandable. I mean, it's strange. Not knowing where she is, why she disappeared, anything.
A lot of people are concerned.
I know. Are you?
Oh, come on, Rose, don't you start in me too like that.
What do you mean, not me too?
See, because every time something lousy happens in town, I'm the one that gets blamed for it.
You have a little something to do with that, Scotty.
Okay, I admit, I mean, when I came back from Mexico, I was kind of a heel.
That's being generous.
Yeah. I mean, come on, but for Pete's sake, I mean, does anybody think that I can change?
Well, Scotty, there's an old saying. Seeing is believing.
That's true. Good point.
But, you know, I know there's some things you're never going to change about, like the way you feel about Luke.
And why do you say that?
Oh, come on, Scotty. Haven't you made it obvious? First day anybody knew you were even back in town, you made this grand appearance at Luke and Laura's wedding.
Look, I told you, that was before. That was in the past, before I changed.
Scotty, when they find Laura, like whatever's going on today, for instance, when they find Laura Templeton, and that somehow leads to them finding Laura Spencer, how are you going to deal with that?
Well, you said, when they find her. There's a better word there, and that's if.
Scotty, do you know something you're not telling?
Come on, Rose. Will you cut it out, okay? Now, really, I'm not the bad guy. I'll give it to you straight. I have no idea what happened to Laura.
And if you did, would you tell Luke?
Of course I would, and if you think about it, you know why.
Well, why don't you tell me? Why?
Because when Laura and I were first married, we were happy then. That was the happiest time of my life, because every time I think about it, from now on, everything's just gone downhill. It's been downhill since then.
So what are you getting at?
Listen, Rose, I loved Laura, and she loved me once, too.
Go on.
So I would be the first one to want her found, wouldn't I?
I think you're saying a lot more than you intended to.
Yeah, like what?
Like the way you felt about Laura, or rather, I should say, the way you still feel about her.
Look, she's my wife. I mean, technically, she still is. I loved her. She loved me.
I think there's one sentence you're leaving out, am I right?
You trying to say I still love her?
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, I feel sorry.
Yep. So do I. Everybody feels sorry for Laura.
No, I meant I feel sorry for you.
Rosie.
You want some tea?
Yes, please. That would be great.
You working over at the clinic today or a hospital? Or...
Well, try both. I'm making about 3 trips to each.
Oh, no. What a schedule.
Yeah, today is one of those impossible ones. Thank you.
Sure. Do you want anything to eat, or are you just going to
No,
have
this
some
will
tea?
be fine, thanks.
Okay. Let me know if you want anything else.
Thank you. That is hot. Oh, that's hot. Rick? Scotty?
I'd talk to you for a minute.
I really got a tight schedule today, Scott.
Well, it's about Laura.
Of course, go ahead.
Look, let's walk over here. It's private. Sit over here and talk, okay?
All right. I'm going to be juggling back and forth between the clinic and the hospital. Let's get to the bottom line.
Okay, well, first I just want to say something right now. It has nothing to do with Laura's disappearance or anything like that.
You just told me you wanted to talk about Laura, right?
I said, yeah, I do. I do want to talk about Laura. That's exactly what I want to do.
Well, go on, talk.
Okay, well, also, I just want to get one thing straight. I have absolutely nothing to do with Laura's disappearance, Rick.
So you have said.
You don't believe me.
It's very hard.
I don't blame you for saying that.
Blame me, Scotty, from the... Oh, forget that. When you were still in Mexico, you were making trouble for Laura. You took her divorce papers from some town hall down there. You disappeared with them.
I know that.
Yes, and when you got back here, your first day in town, what did you try to do? You tried to mess her
Rick.
wedding up. Scotty, every week that goes by, something happens, some stunt, and most of the people in this town feel that you're responsible for it.
I know all that, Rick. Now, I just want to say something to you, all right?
You've already said it. You are not responsible for Laura's disappearance.
But you don't believe me.
Give me one good reason. One good reason why anybody, especially about Laura.
You just said it. I'll give you one good reason.
What is that?
Same thing I tried to tell Rose here earlier. Laura was my wife. Okay, look. Now you asked me to listen to you for a second. Now, you just listen to me, okay?
Go on.
Now, I married your daughter, in spite of what you think of me right now. And we were very happy there.
At the beginning, yes, you were.
That's right, until Luke got into it. Now, listen, you make no mistake. You know, I haven't changed how I feel about Luke. As far as I'm concerned, Luke Spencer can just drop dead.
Scotty, that's not going to get any better, please.
Okay, all right. I'm not going to say anything more about Luke. All I'm saying is, look, I've started practicing law again. I've cleared things up with Lee and Gail. And all I'm asking for, Rick, is just give me the benefit of the doubt.
Everybody in town has doubts about you. Want us to just forget about them?
No, because I don't think you'll ever really forget about it.
It would be difficult, yes.
But there is one thing you can do, and that's really why I wanted to talk to you.
Well, tell me, what is this one thing that you think I can do for you?
You can be fair. Look, if you want, I can talk to you as a lawyer, you know? I mean, first thing we learned in law school was you are innocent until proven guilty. Now, I just have to hope that you believe that, too.
Of course I do.
Well, then what I'm saying is don't condemn me without proof. Okay, I understand? I'm not saying trust me. All I'm simply saying is that there is no one alive that would be happier to find Laura than me. Now, will you believe that?
I don't know, Scotty.
Oh, no, the lights are still out.
I can see that.
There's no need to snap at me, Mel.
Laura, I am not snapping at you, but you realize when you turned and ran back up here, you could have given this whole job away? What if somebody had followed you and seen all of this equipment?
Well, I'm sorry. Okay, I just panicked when I saw my sister and I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, well, just be thankful I remembered that our car was in the outdoor lot.
Well, what about David?
What about him?
He was following us. He's bound to be furious.
Laura, my guess is we're going to find that out soon enough, okay? Now, just remember, when he gets here, you let me handle him. You just say as little as possible.
I don't even want to see him.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going to have no choice. Now, just be quiet and let me do the talking.
I assume you two have an explanation.
Look, Dave...
And I promise you, it had better be good. Well?
The power went off.
Laura, look, let me just tell David what happened, all right? Look, she's right. The equipment was on too long, and it must have shorted out the whole building.
You did check that ahead of time.
I should have, David. Look, it was stupid of me not to have. It never occurred to me that in a building like this, that it might not support the overload.
But you did test the equipment before this morning?
Many times, David. What I am trying to explain to you is I never left the equipment on long enough to overload the building circuits.
Yeah, and as soon as we found out about it, we ran to try and stop you.
Which, of course, you did not do.
David, look, be reasonable, will you? Laura had no idea that her sister was anywhere near here.
Nevertheless, she was.
What happened to those two men? I mean, do you know?
I have no idea. I hope when I return to the antique store, I'll find out. In any event, their usefulness is at an end.
Well, I mean, look, David, I mean, they weren't caught, so there was no real harm done.
That is a stupid and inane comment. We planned a test. It was a disaster. That, for your information, is decidedly harmful.
Yeah, but better now to have it happen during a trial run than during the real thing.
Provided you learn from your mistakes. For one, I suggest at your earliest opportunity that you check the wiring in the antique store thoroughly.
Believe me, I will.
As for you, young lady, I suggest you follow Mel's instructions to the letter and don't make any decisions on your own of any kind. Is that clear?
Yes, I understand.
Now we'll have to begin planning another trial run, another test. And Lord knows how we'll manage that.
Come on, David, you always think of something.
Your confidence is touching. But you're quite right. I will formulate another plan for a test. But this time, you two had better pray.
Pray?
That you don't louse it up again.
Hey, where's Luke? Anybody supposed to be with you guys?
Yeah. We dropped him off at the clinic. He wanted to check in with Rick and Leslie. Tell them what had been going on today.
Well, how did it go?
Well, it didn't. No hits, no runs, no nothing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Would you like something to eat? Would that perk your spirits up a little bit?
Might help. How about a couple of bowls of chowder? Bring one for Luke. He won't be long.
Okay, you got it.
All right. Now, while we're waiting, let's go over what happened today. Who were the two idiots that tried to steal that tiger?
I have no idea, but I have a very different opinion about their sense of timing.
You got that right. Okay, let's consider your sister. You're right about one thing. At least she showed up, albeit rather briefly.
And the man that was with her, I bet was Mel. You know, the photographer?
I guess.
But that still doesn't explain the man in the black car. I mean, I saw him deliberately try and run Luke over.
You sure it wasn't one of those two guys that tried to pull the heist?
I'm positive there was just one man driving the car. He was wearing those funny glasses with the mirrors.
All right, that checks out. I chased those two characters, and it couldn't have been them.
Anyway, why would two guys who wanted to swipe a valuable ivory piece, why it doesn't follow that they want to kill Luke?
I agree. So what it comes down to is who was driving the black car.
I could take a good guess and say it's our old friend D. Gray.
It's still a guess, Jackie.
But it checks out, Robert. Who else would be chasing after my sister's car in a parking garage? And don't forget, no matter who this D. Gray is or where he fits in, we do know one thing.
What's that?
That he was the man chasing my sister at Gorham's.
All right. But that still gets us back to who is he and what does he want?
That I don't know. Another thing's puzzling me is I saw Mel pulling my sister away.
What's puzzling about that?
He was pulling her, and I swear, I could swear that she was resisting him. And if so, why?
I'm not with you.
I just have a feeling that Mel may be trying to keep her against her will.
Think again.
Why, don't you think it's possible?
Look, if you're being held captive, your captor doesn't allow you to roam around at will on shoplifting spree.
Good point.
Maybe a point, but I sure as hell don't know where it leads. I mean, what have we got here? We've got your sister and a photographer. We've got two idiots that bungle a heist. We've got some guy in funny glasses that drives a black car. Now, there's a connection here. But what it is, I don't know.